Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine show presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union is a proud supporter of Navy athletics. And with Navy men's golf getting ready for the NCAA Regionals down in Bermuda Run, we've got Captain Jack Tarzy with us. Jack, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Jack, Coach Dobbs, he gave me a great story about just watching you after practice these past couple of weeks. And he says he feels like you and Chip, you know that the end is near for your time at the academy. You're just trying to soak it all in. What's it been like for you as this senior year has wound down and you've just been trying to enjoy all those little minutes that you still have a free time left in your senior year?
Senior year has been, the whole senior year has been awesome and it's flown by. But I think the last couple weeks, for Chip and I both, has really just been trying to enjoy like the little moments with the guys. Yesterday I played 9 holes of practice with Ed Scott, who's one of my best friends on the team, and then we just kind of kept playing. Played another few holes after that. Practice was over, but maybe we're getting a little better in the last few holes, but we're really just out there trying to enjoy it. And Chip and I both know that once this is over, the lights are kind of shut off for good, and neither of us are going to play pro anywhere. So this is it. So I'll obviously try to get ready and compete, do the best we can at a regional, but also try and enjoy it because it could be all we got.
I know you kind of diminished it. The school record for individual medals in a season is six, set by somebody who not only went pro, but did pretty well pro in Billy Hurley. You've won four individual medals this year. Have you allowed your mind to wander for what could happen after your service is up?
Not too much. I never really had like aspirations to play pro. I think it's awesome. It could be an awesome opportunity, if maybe one day I want to try, but I don't really think that that's in my future. Pretty content with having an awesome, career here. This season was awesome, but I'm very excited to commission and kind of move on to different things. It's kind of what's awesome about this place is I can go and compete one day with some of the top golfers in the world, and then kind of turn around the next day and do something completely different. Obviously commissioning on marine ground, and that's what I think I'm most excited for right now.
I want to talk about your golf game for a moment, and especially how much you've grown. When you were growing up and learning this game, how did you get over the fear of failure?
I don't know. I think that's something that's pretty inherent in golf is you can't be afraid to fail. I think most people are, at the top level, they're not really too scared. Like two things are going to happen when you hit a shot. It's going to be good or it's going to be bad. And as long as you can just accept that, a lot of the shots are going to be bad, all you can do is step up and hit the best shot you can. Um, Something I always say to my coach is like the fairway doesn't get wider, the green doesn't get bigger if you swing at it scared. So just know that the more committed you are, the better the chance of success is, and that kind of frees me up. And also, like, what's the worst that happens? I hit a bad shot, I hit it in the water, I make it 10. Like, all right, the show still goes on. Still got a lot more holes to play, and hopefully, if I can just stay out of my own way, my average golf game should be good enough to compete. So just kind of let myself, rely on the law of averages and just go out there and, try to be freed up.
What's the legacy you hope you left for the younger guys as captain of this team?
I think the thing, I mean, I think there's a couple things that I hope I leave behind. I think first and foremost on the golf side is that, this program should be and can be a winning program. I didn't really taste much victory in my first 3 years. We won Colgate's event. We had a tied for the win there, but then we lost two CICs to West Point. We lost three star matches to West Point. We lost three Patriot Leagues. We didn't win anything else really. We had one individual winner, or maybe two individual winners in that time, and Chip and my captain freshman year, Keegan Shreves. But I think this year they kind of saw, hey, this team wins, and I think that's pretty awesome because next year if they don't win, that's going to be a shock to the system. That's how it should be. There's six guys on this team next year that all they know is winning, and if that's what they know, hopefully they keep that turning over. I think the second thing is more on the academy side is like you can do the right things on the yard and be a good midshipman and also be on the golf team. And hopefully I think the guys this year have been more involved with things in their companies and on the yard. And that's something that I think is awesome and incredibly worthwhile because, there's more than just the golf mission here. And I think that pushing the guys to do more things, in company and on the yard is important.
It's fitting out throughout this conversation. You've gone back and forth between Jack Tarzy, the golfer, and Jack Tarzy, the midshipman. How do you balance competing for a regional amidst commissioning week?
I mean, it's not too hard, which is nice because I don't, commissioning week isn't, I mean, there's a lot of different events going on. But during the workup, essentially to regionals, there really isn't. So from, when I got done exams on Wednesday through to, this Thursday, which is the bulk of practice, there really isn't much happening. Because that's pretty much just intersessional leave. And then when we leave, that's when all the stuff happens. So, you know, I think my mom's a little bit more upset than me that she might not get to go to the lawn party or the ball or whatever it is, but I'm very excited for this opportunity and pretty sure that I would choose to go to a regional again over all the commissioning week events. But luckily we get back um, the night of the 20th, so I'll be there for a couple things on the 21st, and then I'll be there for actual commissioning, which that I wouldn't want to miss. So I think it works perfectly.
Understandably so. What's the mood of your team overall going into regionals?
I think we're excited. The guys are working hard. It's also a little bit funky because like the lights got shut off everywhere else, but then golf got turned up a notch, which is a little bit I think weird for all of us because you get in this routine of school, lift, school, golf like every day, and it's always in that same pattern. And now people are waking up and just golfing, and then going to grab food, and then golfing more. So it's definitely a little bit funky. I think everyone here relies on you know every day being the same in order to kind of be efficient, if that makes sense. But I think the guys, once we get closer to leaving for the event, the guys are going to start to, really getting there and lock in, and I think we'll be good to go.
It's fitting you're going to Bermuda Run, where Virginia's the top seed, and right now you guys are experiencing what life is like as a UVA golfer currently instead of an academy golfer. Uh, what's the favorite part of the final days of life of the academy that you're looking forward to? That I know you mentioned you're going to be down there in Carolina, but what's something you're really looking forward to that you still can enjoy here on the yard as your senior year comes to a close?
I think just all my friends that I won't see too much anymore. Obviously super close with a lot of guys on the team, but I think my best friends at this school have been, my roommates and guys I've met in my company and just maybe in my major at the academy, and getting to spend in the last few days with them and celebrate with them is, I'm really excited for that because, you know, maybe it doesn't seem like it, but it's been a long 4 years, even though it kind of flew by. And, at some points you got to celebrate some things. So just celebrating it with them, I think will be exciting.
Well, Jack, this has been great. I always appreciate you being introspective. The last question I have for you, I'll leave you with this. Where does what you've accomplished here at the Academy, both as a golfer and as a midshipman, stack up with the goals and the dreams you had for yourself when you arrived in I-Day?
That's a tough one. Because I knew in terms of golf, I knew what I kind of wanted to do. So I started golf pretty late. I started really competitively sophomore, junior year of high school. And because I kind of started a little later, it was tough for me to kind of break out into kind of the top scenes in junior golf and some of those top AJJ invitationals, maybe the junior invitational, at Sage Valley, some of those top tier events. And I was always just kind of like right on the buffer line between the guys that get invited and the guys that don't. And I never, was able to get to the point in junior golf where I kind of like was in the in crowd essentially. And my goal in college golf was kind of get good enough that I can go play in some of those events and, you know, compete in them. And over the last couple of years, we've gotten to go play in those events as a team, but a lot of times it's just an invite because because it's the Naval Academy, not because necessarily we're ranked that high, but actually winning a regional and getting to go and play in those events, the top events in the country right now are the regionals, obviously, is all the best teams, and getting to go and earn a spot to go play in that has been surreal. And that's been my goal. I mean, talked about pro golf and how that really wasn't always the dream. The dream was just get to the top in amateur golf. And that's where I get to go play next week. And, from a golf point of view, that's everything I could have hoped for. Just that opportunity to go compete. And then I don't think I knew what to expect for the rest of it, but I don't think I expected it to be as much fun as it was because it's been a really fun ride the past 4 years and not much that I didn't enjoy. And even the days that are pretty terrible end up being really funny when you're back in the room with three other guys who had just as terrible a day as you. And then it all becomes, a lot more enjoyable. So I'm just really thankful for everything the past 4 years and yeah, excited to move on, but sad to see it go. So.
I think Stacey and I can stay the same. Jack, appreciate your time. Safe travels down to Carolina. We'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
You have been listening to the Navy Sports Magazine Show, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union is a proud supporter of Navy athletics.